Hi, my name is Stefan Hienlein from DeepFrames, and in this tutorial I want to show you how to rig a spring in 3ds Max. So before I start, I want to mention that 3ds Max has an automatic rig for a spring. You can find that one under Dynamic Object Spring, and this will create a spring between a start object and an end object. But this tutorial is not about this automatic system, because I think that these concepts, these rigging concepts, you can, when you learn them, you can apply them to similar problems later. So for the spring, I will create two helpers first. One helper at 0.01 centimeters and another helper at 0.04 centimeters. So it will be a 3 centimeter spring. I will name the first spring helper spring 1 and the second spring helper spring 2. In the shapes, I will create a helix. So I will set it enable in the viewport. And I will set it to red. And then the radius should be 0.5 centimeters, 0.5 centimeters, and 3 centimeters height. And I will give it 7 turns. I will set the position to the first spring. So pivot point and pivot point in X and Z position, and now it's on the right spot. So now when I move this point helper, I want the spring to go with it. And for this, the first thing, I will link the helix to this point helper. Now, as you can see, it's going with the point helper. The second thing is that I will create a look at controller in animation, constraints, look at constraint, and I will set it to the second point. So now it's not looking in the right direction. It's looking, but and for this, I will, with the helix selected, I will have to, in the look at axis, I have to change that one to Z. So now when I move the first point, it's looking at it, but the length is not yet calculated dynamically. So for this, we have to calculate the length dynamically, and that's not very complicated to do. So we have these 2 points, point 1 and point 2, and with this setup, the length should be 3 centimeters. So yeah, we would calculate 4 minus 1 is a length of 3. And in the 3-dimensional space, since we have vectors, we there's a formula P2 minus P1, and then we have a new vector, and we would calculate the length of it. And the length, so this would be the vector P2 minus P1 is this vector, and we have to calculate the length of this one. So I can write length here. Okay. Now how do we do it in 3ds Max? I will open the curve editor, and with the helix selected, I will go to height and double click, right click and click assign controller. And then I will select float expression. So we can create an expression, and I need two variables for this. One should be P1, it's a vector, and then I click create, and I will assign this vector to our first helper. And then P2 is the second vector. I will assign this one to the second spring. So now I have to tell the expression controller to take these 2 points and calculate the distance between these 2 points. And I can have a look here in this function list, and here I can see that there's this length function of the vector v. So I can write length p2 minus p1 and click evaluate. And then I can close the window. And now when I move the first point, you see that the length is automatically calculated, and also with P2. It's also working. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. See you.